Today is the day, my dear folks. Today is the day. It is finally done. The 6-month grind has finally come to an end. And I am talking over some coin sounds in the background. That's very unfortunate. Very, very bad timing. But whatever. Today I am going to give you a huge account update. Before we get to that though, I will show you my lazy Writ stats, and there's a reason I'm going to show that to you, which we will get into just a second. But let's quit the talking and get into it. I'm a little hyped right now because I chugged like two cups of coffee and I made some huge progress in my personal life, so I'm kind of happy right now. So let's check out the lazy Writ stats real quick. As you can see, I have 12,060 writs done in the past 260 days. That made me 8 million gold in quest gold and a total item value of 101 million, which concludes to a total reward value of 109.5 million. Of course, those are estimates for the TTC add-on, so could be a little more, could be a little less, but it's a nice little number. And what I wanted to talk to you about are a few things in here that I find quite interesting. First off, I wanted to show you that the survey drop rates are unaffected by the motives you have learned and the amount of research you have done. If we check out the blacksmithing rewards right here in the left, you can see surveys drops 1 in 8.34. For clothing, it is 1 in 7.83. For enchanting, it is 1 in 7.39. Alchemy, we have to scroll down for that a little bit, is also 1 in almost 8. Provisioning doesn't have any. Surveys for woodworking is 1 in 8.47. And for jewelry, we can conclude 1 in 8.26. So what we can gather from this, that although maybe the woodworking surveys drop fewer than the other ones, I still suspect this to be in the margin of error. So I think we can conclude for now that a survey drops for 1 in 8 writs done. So that is very interesting that these are not affected by research or motives. So if you are starting out with your Writ characters and you don't have any research done, which we will get over in just a second. Yeah, I didn't forget about the update, folks. Then you will get the same amount of surveys that I do. Also interesting is that is also not affected by any research is the basically every other drop aside from master writs. We can see that tempering alloy in the blacksmithing rewards right here is 1 in 3.18. Dragwax is 1 in 3.52. Kuda 1 in 3.16. Rosin also about the same with 1 in 3.31. And chromium plating is 1 in 3.27. So we can also conclude that these seem to be pretty much the same as well. And just by calculating in my head right now, this should be around 1 in 3.33. This seems like a reasonable drop chance. Maybe it's 1 in 3, but somewhere around that ballpark. And the reason I'm showing you all of this right now is because I am going to reset these statistics. Not right now, it will take a few more days until I am ready to do that, but I will show you why I will do that, because it is, I have no idea what I opened here. It is finally done. It is finally done after 6 months, maybe even 7 months. You can see here research, there is nothing showing up here, and this means all of my 10 characters are done. All of my 10 characters have researched every single trade for every profession that is out there. Every character has researched woodworking, jewelry, clothing, and blacksmithing to its fullest. And to show you that I'm not lying to you, we can click over here. You can see here all of my characters are right here. This is, by the way, the add-on trade buddy. I've been talking about this plenty, but just for the folks that are tuning in right now, I researched everything. It doesn't matter which one I click, you can see I have all the traits for everything. Everything is with a green check mark, and this has taken me, yeah, about 6 months, maybe 7 months, and it has cost me millions of gold and a lot of bank space because my main character, that is her right here, Shamara Salah, she crafted all these traits for these characters. I put them all into the bank, and then from the bank, all of these other characters were able to research that. The first maybe 5, 6, maybe even 7 traits were not that big a deal because they go quite swiftly. I have been using the research scrolls for every character every day. So those were like hundreds of research scrolls I had to purchase. It's more reasonable to purchase them than to exchange them for Writ vouchers, in my opinion. So if you want to do this yourself, don't exchange them for Writ vouchers. It's a bit of a waste. So just purchase them. I've been able to purchase like hundreds of these, and I'm now finally done with this. So most of you probably are aware why I did this. For those few that are not aware of this, is because it is required to have a higher drop chance for master writs. These are a few of the master writs I have been getting in the past few days, maybe weeks. I've been selling a few of these as well. So these are not everything I have been able to get, but since all of my characters have been maxed out in research now, it is a very decent chance to get these master writs. And if we have a quick look back at the lazy writ stats right here, we can see that in fact the provisioning, alchemy and enchanting survey drop chances, oh, not survey, excuse me, the master writs, sealed writs is what it's called, are higher than the blacksmithing, clothing and woodworking and the jewelry crafting rewards as well. And the reason for that is that the statistics I've been able to collect started from a point where I did not have any research done. So let's check out woodworking, for example. It shows 1 in 11.54. If we check out the enchanting though, it is 1 in 6.86. And the reason for that is, it is that the enchanting runes that you can collect, the essence and the other two, I have forgot the name right now, I'm sorry. These are very easy to identify, so you want all these runes identified for the drop chance to be increased. And as you can see, that is, since this is very easy to do and you can do it pretty much in one day, these writs will drop way more frequent for you than the other ones. As you can see, blacksmithing is 1 in 11, sealed writs for clothing is 1 in 9.46. So since I have been able to collect these statistics for weeks and months by now, it has mixed with the new drop chances I have. So this is one of the reasons I am going to reset this, because I want to figure out a constant drop chance. And in order to make this possible, to have a drop chance that is at least somewhat consistent, there is the next part of my plan and my millions of gold dump is the motives. As well as most of you are aware that also the motives have a impact on your master writ drop chances, and this is why I am going to get all of my 10 characters to have the same amount of motives learned aside from my main character, because my main character has 93% learned. Getting all 10 characters with all motives is, well, I don't know, man. This is pretty much an impossible task. Even if I would have the money for that, it is still very annoying to do, because as you can see, well, no, you can't see that right now, but the Ragada, Daggerfall Covenant, Ebonheart Pact and Dark Brotherhood are motives I have learned with 4 to 5 characters already, so these will be on my to-do list. And pretty much every motive that says 2 out of 10 characters have learned that, I know that I will complete this with every character. And I have already started with this. If we have a look at Esabi and check motive, we put in motive, you can see that I have been starting to collect the missing motive pages that I need for all of my 10 characters to be on the same page with all the motives learned. There's a few in here that I just collected for previous from previous events that I don't need anymore. With Trade Buddy, it's very easy to see if characters have that. If there's these this yellow little, Jesus, what's the word for this thing where you can magnifying class? Ha. Jesus. When there's a magnifying class, then that means other characters are still able to learn that. If it doesn't have any magnifying glass, then that means every character has that. And as you can see in the description, the lower bottom, it says known by 10 out of 10. So all of my characters have that. So it's pretty much worthless for me. But the issue with these things isn't so much that these are expensive, because they are really not. The reason that I have issue with this is the availability of these. So what I have to do is I have to scout the auction houses or guild traders, rather, of dozens of guilds basically to get these pages, and I need it 9 times. So I need 14 pages for one motive to have it completed 9 times. And that is just for one motive. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more motives I want to collect for all the characters. I'm very bad at quick maths in my head, so I will probably put it on screen right now in post-editing, because magic and stuff. So you can see that there's still quite a grind in front of me. And once I have completed this, when all of these characters have all these motives learned as well, then I will research the lazy Writ stats, and I will start anew with this statistic collection, with this data collection, and then we can see how much of an impact these motives and research actually do have on the drop chances of Master Writs. So this video is also basically a part of a, documentation of time of the moment in the data we have right now with the convoluted and mixed drop chances. Yeah, this is basically just a little update for the things I have been doing in the past 6 months. I have spent millions of gold into this, and I have spent dozens of hours tracking all of these research. I sometimes, in the beginning, I even logged in 2 or 3 times extra to not have much downtime for these research. Obviously, when you are at the 8th or even 9th trade, you will have the last trade is in 28 days. If you have the, let's have a quick look at that. If you have the metallurgy for blacksmithing, it is, for example, it limits the research time to 30 days and reduces research times by 25%. So you kind of need that for every character that you have that you want to do research on. Quick note is that you will be able to complete woodworking and jewelry crafting a lot faster than blacksmithing and clothing, like a lot. It's not even close, there's like weeks in between. You will be done with woodworking and jewelry crafting until you are close to being done for blacksmithing and clothing. That's something to keep in mind. So you will only need, a lot fewer research scrolls for jewelry crafting and woodworking than for blacksmithing and clothing. This is finally done for me. Once I have all the motives, then all of these characters are done for good. So I don't have to grind anything like this ever again. All of these characters obviously also have maxed mount trading. So I kind of don't need the writing lessons I'm getting for daily login rewards or crate openings. All of these characters also have the Ring of the Wild Hunt, so they are the very fastest they can be to be able to get this writs done. And they also have personal assistant set up. I have customized the options for that, so everything is super smooth, super fast. All of this in 6 months, maybe 7, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I wanted to share this with you. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have an awesome day. You take care of yourself, and I see you next time.